Hi guys, welcome back to How to Food. Today I'll be making a steak au poivre, steak with pepper sauce. For the steak I'll be going a little fancy and we'll be sous videing it. It's basically just a water bath. I'll also be making thrice cooked chips, basically blanched and twice fried. It's absolutely amazing. We start off by patting the steak dry, adding salt and pepper, rosemary and garlic, and placing it in a Ziploc bag. You can use a vacuum sealer. If you don't have one, Ziploc bags work perfectly. I'll also show you how to get a kind of a vacuum seal on it. When doing a sous vide, you always start off by getting your sous vide or your water bath to the right temperature. I prefer adding lukewarm water from the tap just because that makes heating the water up so much quicker. For this cook, we'll be doing a 54-degree internal temperature and that will take 2 hours. I'll be cooking my steak medium rare. If you want a different doneness, all the instructions will be attached. When you're using a normal Ziploc bag, make sure to press out as much air as you can and then seal it about 90% of the way. Place it in your water. The water will basically press out all remaining air. As you can see on the video, I lower the bag almost until the point where the water will go into the bag. That means all the air will be out and you can then close the bag. This is the closest you'll come to a home vacuum seal. Place your steak in the sous vide bath and forget about it for 2 hours. Another tip, when sous videing, always add lid on top of the water bath. Otherwise you're dealing with evaporation along the way. For the thrice cooked chip, start off by cutting your potatoes into centimeter thick slices, or as you prefer. Just don't make it too thin because when boiling it, it will probably break if it's too thin. Once your potatoes are cut into the desired sizes, place it in a bowl of water and wash it around. That's just to get some of the starches out. We will be blanching our potatoes in boiling water initially. Cook the chips until they become almost fully cooked. They must be basically just holding together. Remove them carefully and place them on a baking rack. We will now be placing them in the fridge or freezer for 30 minutes to an hour, just to get them as dry as possible for the frying stage. Once they've dried out in the fridge or freezer, we would now be frying them. We'll fry them on a medium temperature for about 7 to 10 minutes for the first fry. So get a casserole, fill it with sunflower, peanut, canola oil, any frying oil of your choice, and fry them for 10 minutes until they've got a light golden color. Then remove them again and place them on the wire rack. They'll be going into the freezer or fridge for another 30 minutes to an hour. This might seem very tedious, but it's worth it. Once they've rested for that hour or 30 minutes, we will now be frying them on a higher temperature for another 10 minutes until they are very crispy. Once your steak is done in the water bath, it will look very unappetizing and grey. Don't worry, we'll sort that out. Take your cast iron or any skillet that you have and get it to your highest heat as possible. We will now be searing off the steak. Once your steak is done from the sous vide, remember to pat it dry, because we're going to try and get a nice seal on it. The drier, the better the seal will be. Once your pan releases some smoke, you know it's ready for the oil. Add a little bit of oil and butter to the pan and sear it off. This should happen quickly because we don't want a big grey band running through our nicely sous vide steak. I would say about a minute on each side. Remove and that's it. Steak done. The same pan you seared your steak in is the one we'll be using for the sauce. Remember not to discard any of the flavors out of the pan. To the pan we'll be adding lots of freshly cracked black pepper, Dijon Mustard, Worcestershire Sauce, Brandy or Cognac, cream and salt. Let it reduce, stir it, and that's that. Remember guys, all the exact measurements down below, but you can adjust the sauce as you go. More cream, less cream. Let it reduce a little bit more if you want it thicker, but that's it. It's very simple and it's amazing. As you can see, the sous vide steak doesn't have a large grey band around it because it was never in a high heat contact area, just a searing. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Be on the lookout for more.